Okay, so I want to tell a little story about this guy I used to know and this party I went to one time. Okay, so it's fall 2002, November 2002. I'm in my first semester of college at Nassau Community College. And I was in my English class, if I can remember correctly. And we're sitting in the library. It was some kind of study hall thing or something like that. And I'm sitting around a table with these kids in the class, and this one guy named Victor, turned out to be from Hewlett, was talking about this party he was throwing at his house like the next night or something like that. And of course, I'd never been invited to a party in my entire life. I didn't have too many friends. To a kid like me, going to a party was like a dream, right? Any party. And, the only thing I knew about parties was all this shit from the movies. These crazy house parties that they'd have in like American Pie or whatever. And it just seemed so awesome to me. And I wasn't getting invited to this one either. The only reason I got invited is because I decided to butt into the conversation like a total dork. Because, this was really before GPS, Google Maps, before all of that shit. There were no smartphones in 2002. So you still had to basically give people directions to your house. And I went, you can, use MapQuest to find directions. And I thought they were all going to laugh at me, including Victor, and be like, yeah, whatever. Just get a fucking life, kid. He's like, hey, bro, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that. Yeah, hey, you want to come to the party too? I'm thinking, no way. And this kid seemed like cool as shit too. Right? Like he would have been one of the popular kids in high school. Like the type of kid I would have died to have invite me to his party. I went, yeah, of course I'm going to come. He gives me his address in Hewlett next night. And I even tell my parents about this. I mean, they didn't really tell me what to do at that age, but at the same time, they still kind of tried to. And they're like, you better not drink or do any drugs. You better not smoke any pot. What my mom was saying, and my dad's like lecturing, like, no drugs, David. You're driving. You can't be doing that. Promise? Like, yeah, I promise. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 18-year-old going to his first party. You're not going to do anything. I didn't plan on drinking because it wasn't Hewlett. It's like 35 miles from Dix Hills, but I was definitely going to smoke some weed. And boy, did I ever. I never realized how much free weed you get at parties. Holy shit. Like, I smoked before it even really started. And I amazed everybody with my awesome lung capacity, right? Like back then, I could literally take a bong hit, hold it in for like 90 seconds before I had to exhale. Yeah, and they're like, whoa, bro. Damn, he can really hold that smoke in. How does he do that? And impressed by that. And then the party started, and it was basically like I imagined it in the movies. It was loud. It was rowdy. I mean, there were no girls stripping off their clothes or people getting into fights or none of that. Like, dunking people in the toilet. Nerd walks in, you dunk him in the toilet, throw him out in the street. Like in the American Pie movie. Like, nah. None of that. Like, everybody was cool. No fights, no nothing. Everybody was welcome. It's like an open house. And for like the first time in my life, or one of the first times, I was actually the life of the party. I wasn't particularly funny back then, but for that night, I guess I was on point, because I was just entertaining the shit out of pretty much everybody for hours. And I just continued to smoke, and oh my God, I was so fucking stoned. And I even pretended that I was some crazy weed addict to get like more free weed. Like at one point, we're out in Victor's backyard, and they're passing a blunt around in a circle, and I was looking like I was like shaking like a crackhead or something, and everyone's like, "Yo, man, yo, this guy's fiending for this shit. Yeah, yo, this nigga fiending for this blunt. Yeah, it's I'm good. Yo, pass him that shit. He looked like he need it." Oh, thanks. So I just kept fiending, kept getting like free hits. People kept skipping turns to pass it to me. It was great. And I just had one of the best times of my life. Still one of the best parties I've ever been to, if not the best. Again, Victor was cool as fuck. Very welcoming. I really, really liked the guy. And then, towards the end of the party, it's like, well, okay, now I gotta go home. Time is running out on this wonderful night. And everybody there was just fucking trashed, right? Like, there wasn't a designated driver in the house. Victor was fucked. Everybody was fucked. But of course, there's only 2 sober drivers left at the entire party. And what do you know? They're both Indian kids. And this reputation Indian kids have of being just really, really straight edge. Well, they upheld that one. They were both sober. And I told Victor, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go. He's like, dude, you're not going anywhere. I'm like, Victor, I didn't even drink. I know. You're so fucking high, I still don't want you to drive. We need to find a ride. So he finds the 2 Indians. He goes, okay, where do you live? He figures I live in Nassau, right? Rockville Center, Valley Stream, or something like that. Dix Hills? You live in Dix Hills? Wait, isn't that all the way out in Suffolk? Yeah. What the fuck? Like, what? Dix Hills? And after explaining to these, a lot of people in Nassau don't even know where anything in Suffolk is. And these Indian kids are like, fuck, I got to go all the way to Suffolk County. Got a test in the morning and I need to, like, bro, please just drive this kid home. He's cool. He's like my responsibility because he drank smoke at my house. He's got to get home. Just, I don't want him driving his car. Please, I'll hook you up with, I'll do you a favor, like anything. And they're like, fine. So, one Indian kid gets in my driver's seat, starts driving my car. Another one starts driving Victor's car with him in the passenger seat. And we get on the southern state. And it had been a little rainy that night. Roads were kind of slick. This guy's doing like 45 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour on the parkway. I'm like, hey, can you drive a little faster, please? No, I don't want to drive faster. It is wet out of the water, but the conditions are dangerous. Like, can you drive a little faster, please? No, I really don't want to, bad sir. It is not safe. Then finally I go, God damn it! I don't care if you don't drive a mile an hour over, but you better fucking drive at least 55. If you don't speed up to 55 now, I'm gonna throw your ass out of the fucking car and drive myself, and you're gonna walk back to Hewlett. Do you want that? Like, okay, I drive 55. Okay, just leave me alone, please. I drive 55. And the guy like puts it on cruise control and drives exactly 55 all the way to Dix Hills. And then they drop me off. They take off. And then I see Victor next time at class. And he goes, bro, I hope you got home safe the other night. Well, he knew I got home safe. He was there. But like, next time, bring a fucking sober driver, please. So we don't have to go all the way to Dix Hills again, please. Like, okay, don't worry. I will. I never went to another party at his house. I don't even know how many more he threw. But, man, what a night. And he continued to be friendly to me, both when we were in class, and even months and years after that. I'd still talk to him online. He moved out to California. He's living in LA. And then, crazy enough, I'm on a delivery for Albert's one day, and I made a delivery to this recording studio in Deer Park, one of our bigger customers. walking into the studio with the pie, and who walks out but Victor? This guy not only happens to be in New York when he's living in California, but he just happens to be in this exact place at this exact time. I mean, what are the odds of that? And I don't know whatever happened to him after that. Haven't talked to him since. But yeah, that was the story of the party in Hewlett that I accidentally got invited to because I was being a dork and talking about MapQuest. But yeah, what a night. What a fucking night.